All right. My first question is, what advice would you give to young couples and newlyweds in order to have a successful relationship?
A very good question.
Thank
I think you have to be honest with each other and discuss things
you. Mm-hmm.
and just always try to be honest with each other. And you might have disagreements here and there, but that's natural, you know. But just try to be open about things and communicate all the time, and to a point that you lean on each other, that you you can't do things without the other. You have to. In Japanese language, this means hito means people.
Mm-hmm.
If one person goes the other way, the other one will disintegrate. So you have to be together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Grandma, my question is, what is your favorite memory with Grandpa?
Well, he was always calm. I'd get all excited, but he just stay natural, as if nothing would bother him, and so it was reassuring to me. He got me on the right track, you know, to be calm and don't get excited, think things through, and that's why he was my rock.
Um, so, Grandma, I know that you've displayed a lot of commitment and loyalty in your life through a 65-year marriage, I believe it was, and a very lengthy career in working with Grandpa. So my question is, where does that loyalty and commitment come from, and how did you make all that work for so long?
Well, I trusted him completely. And we did things together, and there's just one time there we did not. I had to go someplace. In fact, I went to Auntie Lynn's shower by myself, and that was the only time. Other times we went celebrated our anniversaries up at Tahoe, and to this day we still do it, you know, and it was togetherness.
That came very natural for you. That was never a problem for you.
Mm-hmm.
It was always very easy for you.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay. My next question, Grandma, is, why did you and Grandpa decide to settle in Sebastopol?
Well, Grandpa never came to this area before, and he really loved it because it was tranquility to him, you know. And so he worked here a couple of summers, and he really liked it. And he said, "Oh, this will be a good place to open practice." And so
Mm-hmm.
that's why he decided.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I didn't know that. Okay, Grandma. My second question: what is one piece of advice you'd give your grandchildren about how to live life?
Oh my goodness. Well, there's lots of grandchildren who I'm very, very proud of, and
And great grandchildren.
and great grandchildren.
Does that mean
And
you're not proud of some of them, though? Which ones are you the most proud of?
well, I'll start from the beginning.
Okay.
I love all my children, and my grandchildren, and my great grandchildren, and I feel very, very lucky that most of you are around here, that I could see your progress. And every time Dad and I would go on long trips, our conversation was just about the grandchildren, and that brought us great joy.
My next question is kind of a broad question. It might be difficult to answer, but if you think back on your life and every decade of your life, is there a specific decade that sticks out most to you as far as memories go, or anything like that?
Memories, yes, I have plenty of memories, and they're good ones too. And we both enjoyed watching all the basketball games and any kind of sports. And when Josh and you were playing football, I was very nervous. But you came through, and so it made us proud. We were a proud grandparent.
What were you nervous about? Just getting hurt?
What?
Doing
messing up?
Yeah, what were you nervous about when you were watching?
Yeah.
That you would get hurt.
Yeah.
Just feeling the family. I think that's
Family.
it's on there.
Yeah. But it was really a joy.
So those are your guys'
Those were our
questions.
two questions, yeah.
Do you have any other questions, or
Beautiful.
no? I'm good. I'll pull them out. Grandma, do you have any questions that you want to ask them?
I'm just proud of all the accomplishments that they have, and continuing to do well, and that makes any parent or grandparent proud.
Thank you, Grandma.
So
Thanks, Grandma.
I'm very lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Yes, you are. We're lucky to have you.
Okay, Grandma. So my first question is, what is your favorite childhood memory?
Oh, well, my sister and I were, when we were very young, we were in an apple orchard, and we'd stack up those boxes and pretend that it was a table and desk, and we'd play school. And then the fields would be tall grass. Then we lay on each one to make room for each bedroom or something like that. I mean, we had fun. That's how we enjoyed ourselves.
Aw,
Mhm.
that's right.
All right. What advice do you have for a young person entering the real world?
Entering the real world, that's hard, because especially nowadays with so many different electrical, mechanical, and all that kind of stuff. Because, well, to me, all the young people know what's what and what. I don't know anything about those things. Like I said, we don't even own a computer, and if I know how to turn it on, that's pretty good. You know?
Well, Grandma, when you were young, and then let's say you finished school, and then there was the next step. What advice would you give to somebody that was going on to the next step?
Yeah. Well, I think they should continue what their interests are and pursue that. And sometimes it doesn't go right for you, so change what you want to do. And always remember that there's people backing you up, and you're on your own.
So I know that you go to church on Sundays and you help out at the Buddhist temple, but what Buddhist teachings resonate the most with you?
Well, when I go to church, you're told about different aspects, but most important is look at yourself first to see whether am I okay? What do you think I should do? And you say, well, look in the mirror and just look at yourself to see, am I doing okay? Or what can I do to better myself? And when you try to criticize somebody, that's what you say, to look at yourself and say, now, am I doing okay? Did I say the wrong thing to that person or something? But always go back to that mirror.
So it's about self-exploration.
Yeah, and then in Buddhist religion, it's always, it's not permanent. Things change. The world changes, just like during the spring, all the leaves are out. In the fall, they fall. And so it's never permanent. And you lean on each other.
Okay, Grandma, my second question is, when you first met Grandpa, did you like him right away? Or what were your first impressions of Grandpa when you first met him?
Oh, I liked him.
Oh!
Yes, but we met in camp at Crystal City,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the umpire for the girls' baseball team.
Oh.
Yeah, and so, everybody knew each other, but Grandpa didn't come out that much. And, he was kind of quiet, everything, but we were just friends. And then after we got out of camp, then we started to know each other better.
Oh.
Mhm. And so it continued from there.
Oh.
Mhm.
Did you have to, were there other girls that liked Grandpa too?
I don't know. It's best that I didn't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's good, that's good.
How long did you guys court until he proposed?
4 years.
And then how did he propose?
Oh, we just said, should we get more involved, to go out on more serious dates and all that. And so that's when we committed ourselves.
I actually, one of my questions kind of goes off that pretty well, so I'm just gonna. What was it about Grandpa when you first met him that attracted you to him the most?
Yeah. I said earlier about his calmness.
Mm-hmm.
And he was always that way. And so that's what got me going. Mm-hmm.
He's mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like, hubba, hubba.
Yes.
All right. What was the biggest thing you and Grandpa disagreed about?
That he disagreed about?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me see. Well, there was a broken basketball thing out here,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted it repaired so that the kids could play. I don't know how many times I asked him, let's do it, and get it done, because the kids would come and play. And he says, no, Kenny has a good place over there. They can go over there. And I lost. So as it is, it's still standing unrepaired.
Oh no.
But that's pretty good if that's the one thing you guys disagreed about.
Yeah.
My last question. I know that you love to cook and you love to bake, but is there one dish that brings you the most joy to make, and does it represent anything to you?
Well, I like to cook, you know,
Mhm.
and I guess the most, well, I love to cook Japanese food because I like Japanese food, and I usually cook what I like. So that's it.
Is there a specific Japanese dish?
No,
Any Japanese food?
I'm a simple person. I love whatever's around, and I could use it. I just do it.
And then did you learn from your mom how to make it? Or did you just sort of pick it up on your
I just
own?
picked up on my own.
We love your food, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, you knew that.
My mom, your great grandma.
Yeah, great grandma.
She was sick a lot of time. You know, she had to go to the hospital and everything, and so a lot of time I learned from my dad, and he'd be cooking. And he says, remember, be sure to set the table ahead of time. And even when people are coming, you know that it's all done. You can cook while the people are entertaining themselves, but he says, make sure you get that table set. So I remember that.
I know, your table's everything's always all there already.
Yeah, one thing that we know is that you've always been a host to all of us.
Oh,
So the fact that you learned the majority of that from your dad is something we didn't know before.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all the questions that we have.
Oh,
Thanks,
good.
Grandma.
Thanks, Grandma.
Thank you.
Grandma, do you have any parting words of wisdom before the interview is over with these guys?
Well, keep on cooking. I know that Nick
Uh-huh.
is starting to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What'd you cook?
Barbecue.
Barbecue
He's a ribs man.
chicken?
Steaks.
Oh,
chicken.
steaks.
Oh.
Whoa, fancy.
Oh wait, Grandma, what did you think of Nick's tattoo?
Oh, look, yeah. It was nice, very nice.
Were you impressed by the dragon?
Yeah.
You want to get one just like it?
No.
Oh, wait, Grandma, but if you could get a tattoo, what would you get it of?
Well, I wouldn't even think of doing it. So
Oh.
Wait, what's our family crest?
It's Grandma.
It's Grandma's face,
Grandma's
right?
face, just doing this.
Shaka?
Do we have it anywhere, Grandma?
No, I think you'd have to go to Japantown and then ask them
To look it up.
when they look it up.
Okay, we'll do that.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Thanks, Grandma.
Sorry the camera's in the way.
Yeah.
But so we talked a little bit about internment camp, and you've related many fond memories of camp to us. And I was just wondering, what memory from Crystal City do you cherish the most?
Well, I think all the friends that I met in Crystal City, because there were people from all over California and Hawaii and Peru.
Oh, wow.
And so we got to meet a lot of people because I was still in high school. So we had other activities, and I also went to Japanese school too and got to meet lots of people.
Do you remember, is there like one specific day that you remember very clearly that you like to recall?
There isn't any specific one day because every day was a new adventure. hmm Like I say, meeting people and doing different things. hmm
Very good. Okay, very different question. To you, what are 3 values that you think make a good family?
3 values is be true to yourself and to all your siblings and your family. And you said three things. And the second would be good conversation with everybody. Communicate. And then the third would be willing to accept failures or being able to go ahead, be willing to accept everything.
Yeah, thank you.
That's really nice. Mine's also pretty different. If you could go back in time and talk to your 20-year-old self, what's one thing you'd want to say to them?
Want to say to whom?
To yourself. If you could go back in time and talk to yourself when you were 20, what would you say now, knowing everything you've learned in your life?
Well, that's a tough question. I don't know. Before the war, and I love to collect things, like people saying, and you know how people have nice expressions. And I used to love to go through all that. And then I used to like to collect pictures of certain events. But when the FBI came and took Grandpa, they checked everything in the house, and they took away all of my scrapbook things that I had collected. I had picture of the Golden Gate Bridge and mementos that I would like to remember. They took all that, and I never got it back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I like those little things.
So you cherish the little things.
So my question is I'm going through medical school right now, just like my dad and just like Grandpa did. What is some advice that you could give me, or that you would think Grandpa would find useful for me, like dealing with stress and going into this world of medicine?
Yeah. Well, he was going to medical school. We were married. We got married when he was in the first year, I think. So it was a little stressful because we had to watch our money, so-called, and I was working a little bit, so it was really stressful for a while. But when you want to reach your goal, that's nothing. You try to make do with things. You don't reach for the higher things. You take whatever that you can afford or could tolerate. That's what you go through, because the ultimate goal is for Dad to get his medical degree.
So to really just try and keep things in perspective.
yes, always, and never try to outdo other people. Just keep your own level.
Okay. So my other question is, what is one thing kind of throughout your life that you felt like you can't live without?
I can't live without my family. Family is most important to me. And family and religion, faith. If you have faith in your family and you, whatever you believe in, I think that keeps you the most relaxed and make you feel comfortable. Mm-hmm.
Well, we all know you're like super generous and loving and wise and a great cook, but what's one secret talent that we don't know about that you have?
Secret talent?
Yeah, what's your secret talent?
I don't have any secret
Yeah,
talent.
do you, what's like a strange hobby or interest that you have that we wouldn't know about you?
Yeah. Well, as you know, family is the most important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever the family does, that's my interest. And I try to hold back because I don't want to be interfering with people's ideas and things like that. But back in my mind, I knew that, oh, he's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. And so that's a relief to me. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Awesome. Is there any bits of advice that you could give all three of us?
Well, all three of you have been pride of my life.
So your favorite grandchildren?
I can't say that. All my grandchildren, instead of great grandchildren, they all mean a lot to me.
We caught you though.
But not
So-
quite as much as us.
So when you go through difficult times, I go through difficult times because I feel for you. So just remember that people have their likes and dislikes, and they have different views of people, but it all goes back to genuinely the love for each other is very deep. And you learn to live with it, you learn to know the meaning of forgiveness, and always, like I said earlier to other people, just look at yourself first. Look in the mirror and to say, how am I doing? What have I done? Or what should I do? And always examine yourself first. And,
Yeah. Thank you very much, Grandma.
Yeah, thank you.
oh, good.